Welcome to the Mary Lewis Academy Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Nassau Community College. Take it away.
Hello all. I am going to bring up my PowerPoint for you. My name is Jill Finuzzi. I am the Associate Director of Admissions at Nassau Community College. Thank you for joining me this evening. We have 6 minutes, so I'm going to move through fairly quickly here. We want to let you know what Nassau has to offer you. First and foremost, affordable tuition. We are currently about $2,900 per semester or $242 per credit. We have small class size. Our average class size is about 30 students per class. We offer day, evening, weekend, and online courses. We have associate's degrees in over 40 different programs of study, including in the arts, theater, art, dance, music. We have sciences, allied health sciences. We have a culinary program, mortuary science, business areas. So there's a lot to offer. Our faculty are dedicated and very accomplished in their field, and they bring that into the classroom, which is definitely a benefit.
Your screen isn't showing.
It's not showing.
No.
Okay, let's try that again. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm sorry about that. It's easy to apply to Nassau. You would go online to our website, www.ncc.edu/apply. Students that do not have a social security number or a tax ID number would need to complete our paper application, which is also available online. The last day to apply for the fall semester is August 15th, but we encourage students to apply as early as possible. Now is the time. Just to note, we do have some programs, our nursing program and our allied health sciences, for example, that have earlier deadlines. So you definitely want to make sure that you get all of your application and your documentations in by that deadline. All deadlines are listed on our website. To complete your application, if you're coming right out of high school, we need you to request that your high school send the transcript either through Naviance or they can email it to us at admissions@ncc.edu. If you are a transfer student, you would also need to get us, besides the high school, you would also need to get us any of your transcripts from previous colleges. And if you've previously attended Nassau, we will let you know if you need any other documentation. If you've taken college courses through high school, we suggest that you get us those transcripts also because you could be eligible for transfer credit. Most of, or some of our students will need placement testing. If it's required, it would be in reading, math, and English. Students can be exempt from placement testing based upon SATs or ACTs or Regent scores or overall grade point average or a combination of any of those. We offer ESL placement testing. So if you feel that you need to be tested for ESL, then you can indicate that on your application. If you have any type of learning disability or physical disability that you need extra time taking the placement exam, you would request those accommodations through our Center for Students with Disabilities, which I will discuss in one moment. Our financial aid codes are listed here, but they are also available online. We have work study and non-work study jobs on our campus. We generally award about $62 million annually to our students. There is part-time financial aid available. And again, we encourage students to apply for financial aid as early as possible. The way we get in touch with our students, just so you know, is through email and through text messaging. But once you apply, you will also get information about the student portal. Through the student portal, you will access your NCC email. You can find out the status of your application. You can schedule a placement exam. And most importantly, you can access your online or remote classes through the portal. The different student services that we have available to our students are all listed here. Everything from food pantry on our campus. We have job placement, we have childcare, veterans affairs, a women's center. So there's the support there if you are in need. I previously mentioned the Center for Students with Disabilities. I just want to take a minute to tell you about it. It is a center for accommodations. It's not a specialized program. Students are required to send in their documentation, and they are required to fill out an accommodations application. All of those documents and the information can be found on our website. If you use the search button, you can put CSD and all the information will come up there. As far as student life is concerned, we have a first year experience, a themed reading that goes through many of our freshman classes. We have nationally recognized athletics, over 100 different clubs and organizations, intramurals. We even have a radio station on our campus that students can get involved with. We have athletics on our campus, as I mentioned before. They're all listed here. We have a nationally ranked dance team. We have a nationally ranked football team, wrestling team. We've added within the last 2 years a women's wrestling team that have been very successful. We are highly recruited by four-year Division I schools for our athletes because they are not only prepared academically, but also through the athletics. So it's very important to us. My name, again, is Jill Fanuzzi. I will put the information in the chat. I'll put my contact information and information about where you can apply. And if anyone has any questions later on, they can feel free to answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the University at Albany, SUNY.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us today. I'm also going to be assisted by my colleague, Ms. Jumana Chaudhary, and she will be answering some questions on the chat, so on the Q&A section. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to kind of drop them there, and she'll be assisting us as well. Good evening. My name is Lorraine Escobar, and I'm an undergraduate admissions counselor at the University at Albany. I'm a two-time alum of UAlbany, so I am very well versed in anything that has to do with purple and gold. So feel free to pick from my experience and my knowledge. So let's just get started, as I got 6 minutes. So the University at Albany is a comprehensive public research institution. We're actually one of just 131 Carnegie Research One institutions in the country. And that's a designation that we hold dear and near to us. We have state-of-the-art facilities and renowned faculty from all over the world conducting research right on our campus. And you can start and engrave yourself in this research as early as your freshman year of college with the assistance of our faculty member. We are a mid-sized school, about 13,000 undergraduate students. So not really a small liberal arts college, but also not a huge Ohio kind of state school. We're somewhere smack down in the middle. We are part of the SUNY system, which is the State University of New York, as well as one of the 4 SUNY centers, along with Binghamton, Stony Brook, and Buffalo. We have over 1,100 world-class faculty members. So many of your courses will be taught by a faculty member and not by a graduate assistant or teaching assistant, which is something that many of our students do appreciate. And though we are a mid-sized school, we do our best to keep our classrooms as small as possible. So we do have an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Most of your classes will be anywhere from 25 to 35 students, with an average class size being of about 31. Now, you will take some, introductory courses at the beginning of your academic career, and those can be slightly bigger. Those can be anywhere from about 50 to 120 students. However, once you get into your main concentration and core curriculum, those classes are significantly smaller, again, 31 being that average class size. You'll have a plethora of different programs to choose from. We have more than 50 undergraduate majors and more than 70 undergraduate minors. We're also a one-stop shop. meaning that you can attain your bachelor's, your master's, and doctorate degree all at the University at Albany. So not only do you have access to all of these undergraduate programs, you'll also have access to more than 150 graduate programs at the university. Some of our undergraduate programs are combined bachelor's and master's degree within a 5-year time frame. So if that is something that you are considering, awesome, because you get to kill two birds with one stone and you spend less money and less time completing both of these degrees. Not all of our academic majors participate in a 5-year combined bachelor's and master's degree. However, if you are interested in it, I would highly recommend going on to albany.edu, and under academics, click whatever major it is that you are looking to pursue, and it will describe what types of programs we have available for them. Now, this is just a quick view of what our campus looks like. I always like to show this because it's sometimes a little hard to visualize yourself in a space, especially virtually. So this is our main campus. We have 3 different campuses. We have a downtown one, which is about 3 miles from here, and an East Campus, which is our School of Public Health only, and it's about 10 to 15 minutes from here. But this is the main campus. This is where 95% of your classes will take place. That big rectangular structure in the middle is the academic podium, where this has our classrooms, our lecture centers, our campus centers, 2 libraries. So all of the fun stuff happens there. On the corners, you'll see the towers. That's our residential quads. You are guaranteed housing all 4 years of college. First 2 years, you must live on campus. And first year, you'll just live with freshman students, because we have a lot of targeted programs for you that first year to ensure that you're acclimating to the university academically and socially. So just a little snippet of what this main campus looks like. Now, the one thing we fully take advantage of is our location. We are located in New York State's capital, Albany, New York. So about 2.5 to 3 hours away from New York City. So far enough for like mom and dad won't visit you every day, but close enough that if you ever wanted to come home, you could just hop on the bus and you'll be home right away. We're also in close proximity to other major cities, as you can see from the map. And being in the capital of New York has a lot of different other implications for you as students. We're the hub of almost any single industry that students are trying to pursue. So we have lots of job, internship, research, and volunteer opportunities to complement any academic field. So we were named one of the best places in the country to live, especially as recent graduates, because of all of those job availabilities within this area. Also, if you're interested in criminal justice, law, political science, Homeland Security, cybersecurity, this is a lucrative place to be. We are the epicenter for government and politics in New York State, and we actually hold the 3rd largest seat of government in the United States here in Albany, New York. So great connections with the Assembly, the Senate, as well as Washington, D.C. to complement your academic field. And last but not least, we are in your traditional college town. Coming from New York City, I always thought that upstate New York was very rural, but being in the capital, we are a very urban, very city-like field. So there's about 20 other colleges and universities in the area, so about 65,000 college students within the capital region itself. We have 9 different schools, and these are the programs that fall under our undergraduate careers. For more information, definitely visit our website. We also offer pre-professional tracks, so pre-med, pre-health, so on and so forth. These aren't particular majors, but we do offer them here at the university. Sorry, there was a lot of information for one shot.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from SUNY New Paltz.
Hi, everyone. My name's Casey Hintz, and I am an admissions representative at SUNY New Paltz, like she mentioned. And I'll just give you all a little idea. SUNY New Paltz is a liberal arts and science school, a part of the SUNY system, just like Albany is. And we are located about 2 to 2.5 hours north of the city, depending exactly where you are located. Our school has over 100 majors and minors, of which you can choose from, that are in the fields of business, liberal arts and sciences, science and engineering, the fine and performing arts, and education. We are a school that encourages such things as like double majoring, if you're someone who would like to do that, and also taking classes that are outside of your major. So you are not limited, for example, if you're an engineering student, to just taking engineering coursework. You are also free to take an art class if that's something you would like to do, even if it's outside of your general curriculum. While you're here at New Paltz, the classes you are going to be in are going to be smaller and more hands-on. We have about a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio, but about 90% of our classes are under 40 students and 70 to 75% are under 30 students. So you don't have to worry about sitting in giant auditoriums and like you don't get to know the professor or anything like that. You will definitely get to know the professor. They will know who you are, what your goals are, what your interests are, and that's all very beneficial because you've all probably heard the phrase, getting a job is about who you know. Well, the professors at colleges are the people who know everybody. They're the ones who are connected. They are the ones who can help you then get connected, whether it be internships or long-term employment. So all of that is very beneficial for you in that way. But even aside from that, we have like standard like Career Resource Center, which also provides the like the help with internships, or if you're someone who's never interviewed before, they'll do mock interviews or creating your resume. All of those kinds of things are available to you in that academic setting. But even with that, like we obviously know that you are not just choosing a school for academic reasons, you're also choosing them for social reasons. And we feel that New Paltz is a very good location for that as well. New Paltz itself is a very diverse school, as most schools go. And when I say that, I don't just mean in terms of what race someone may identify as while they're or that is at the school. Now, 40% of our students do identify as a person of color, but we also have every race represented, religion, ethnic background, members of the LGBTQ community are represented here. So all of that, and that's beneficial for a couple reasons. One is that the more diverse a location is, the more you can learn as a student. Because if you think about it, if you went to a school where every student was from, let's say, the Bronx, and every student was only interested in math, well, then you have a group of people who grew up in a very similar environment who all think a very similar way. But if you go to a place and you're going to have someone from India who's in the engineering program, and someone from Wisconsin who's in the arts program, someone from the city who's in the education program. So those are people with very different backgrounds who are all taking it, who have very different interests. Also, that diversity has allowed us to have support groups and programs for every type of individual. Again, every race, ethnicity, religion, LGBTQ. We have a disability resource center for people with physical disabilities, mental disabilities. There's tutoring services, both in terms of just like general tutoring for liberal arts and science classes, like your gen eds, but also in terms of like more specific classes to you. So all of that is prevalent here at New Paltz. And also, even aside from on campus, New Paltz is, we think, in a great location. Downtown is only about a 5-minute walk away from the campus. So there's all kinds of restaurants, banks, movie theaters, grocery stores, what have you, to take advantage of there. We also have a free bus service that takes students across to Poughkeepsie, which is a bigger location, which has 2 additional colleges over there, more hospitals, movie theaters, the Galleria Mall, things like that. Also, we have pretty easy access to New York City to get you back home to just take advantage of for the day, whatever it might be. And we have that either, number one, you can take the bus across to Poughkeepsie and take Metro North to and from the city if you would like. Or you can also take, we have the Trailways bus system. They actually pick students up directly on campus. So I believe it's about $25 and you go to and from the city for as long as you'd want to go. So all of those are opportunities for you, and it opens up just a good location to feel like you're going away from home without being, again, too close to where your parents will come see you every waking moment. And so we all think that is very beneficial. Also, but before you can take advantage of any of that, obviously I'll go over what some of the admissions requirements are. We take either the common or the SUNY application. We don't have a preference. If your counselors do, just follow their recommendation. After you fill out an application, that's where you submit documents to us. That includes a high school transcript. That includes letters of recommendation. That also includes your personal essay. So all of that will be included in that. Currently, we are test optional. We are not 100% sure whether that will continue post-COVID, but at the moment, SATs and ACTs are not a part of our application process. when we look at a transcript, we will typically calculate that based off of your science, your math, your English, foreign language classes, and any social sciences you have. What's important is that you must complete 3 lab sciences prior to graduation, and you must complete Algebra 2 or trigonometry or an equivalent prior to graduating as well. So those are all aspects that we take into account there. And our tuition is around tuition with your rooms and everything included is around $22,000 a year. And again, that's not taking into account any financial aid or any kind of assistance. That way, we have some merit-based scholarships that we award to students, but that's all depending. And you don't need to apply separately for those. That's just all a part of your application. So, but with that said, my time is up. So I welcome any questions at the end, and I will put my contact information in the chat for anyone who would like it.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from CUNY LaGuardia Community College.
All right. Can you guys all hear me? I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, sounds good.
Thank you so much for that. Welcome everyone to tonight's presentation. I just want to say something before I begin. I gotta say that the fact that you students out there showed up on a Monday night to learn about college really says a lot about you guys. And I think all of you are really going places. So congratulations on that, really and truly. I remember me being in high school, I wasn't interested too much in college, you know, but eventually, thankfully, I had the right counselors and the right teachers to help me. So that's pretty much what I am doing here today, to help you, guide you, give you information, and ultimately the decision is yours for what college you want to attend. I'll start by saying my name is Shannon. I work at LaGuardia Community College. I'm one of the only schools here represented that's in New York City. We're located in Long Island City in Queens. We are a liberal arts college, so we offer majors in business, education, liberal arts, the STEM, health sciences. So whether you want to be a teacher, a doctor, you want to go into law enforcement, you want to do research, we do have all of that available to our students at LaGuardia Community College. And as I said, there's about 60 different programs, and it would take me the entire 6 minutes to go over all of them, but definitely check out our website, laguardia.edu, and you can see all the programs, and I'll give you details of exactly what you can learn from each of them. So a lot of the times I do these presentations and students ultimately ask me, well, why should I go to LaGuardia? There's so many schools out there. So here's a couple of things that I want to tell you. One, because of the cost. You see the very top where it says 93% of our students graduate debt-free? I got to tell you that that is incorrect. It is actually 95% of our students who graduate debt-free. I didn't get a chance to update it, but I wanted to at least own that mistake, but it's a great mistake to make. So now 95% of you who are in the room right now can go to a school and graduate debt-free. And that's just not a saying for us. So I myself went to a CUNY school, so I graduated debt-free. I was one of those people. I didn't take out any loans. I did my bachelor's, my master's, and I did a little bit of my PhD, and no time did I ever have to take out a loan. So I think CUNY has an amazing advantage about that. So if that's something that is appealing to you guys, definitely look into some CUNY schools. And I will say the same for SUNY schools as well. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about is it's the support that you get at LaGuardia. We have tons of service programs, as well as you have staff and faculty members who will help you. You'll have an advisor, the same way you have an advisor right now who's helping you at your high school. So that's a really great thing to have. And I just want to draw your attention to the little bubble at the bottom that talks about 61% of our faculty hold PhDs, and that's twice the national average. So you're being taught by super smart people. I don't have my PhD just yet, but one day I will, and I'll be one of those smart people too. So let me tell you a little bit more about our college, specifically our calendar. Our calendar is different from any other school in New York. Most traditional schools, their fall semester starts September, then it goes to October, November, December. At LaGuardia, ours is September, October, November, December, and we call that session 1 for fall, and then it continues to January, February. So your winter session is included in the fall semester. Why should you care? One, you get to do more classes in that 6 months than you would at another school. So you're getting to do more classes for that time. The other thing, if you take a winter class at LaGuardia, it will be paid for by your financial aid that you get for fall. Okay, and I'll describe the same thing with the spring semester. Our spring semester does not start in January like other folks. So right now we're still open for any student who is looking to attend college this spring. Our spring semester starts in March, and it goes from March, April, May. That's session 1, and then June, July, August is session 2. So again, because your classes fall within summer, they're covered by our financial aid package. Other schools, if you're taking a summer class, if you don't have financial aid left over from your semester, you'll have to pay for that class out of pocket. At LaGuardia, it's included. So it's definitely a really great advantage to our students. With all of that said, you do not have to go to school in the summer or in the winter. It's totally up to you. So if you want to travel, if you have a job, you have an internship, you can do all those other things, okay? Remember I mentioned that 95% of our students graduate debt-free? It's because we're really super affordable. It costs about $5,000 a year at LaGuardia to go to our school. And then again, 95% of students do not pay any of that. Their financial aid covers it. One of the so I remember Nassau mentioned financial aid. I will echo what she said. It is very, very, very important to fill out your financial aid as soon as possible. Don't wait for an admissions decision, okay? So fill it out really, really, really soon. The last thing I want to say, and it will take me less than 10 seconds, ASAP. If you have not heard about it, that's okay. If you apply to LaGuardia, they will consider you for their program. And being part of their program means you get a free unlimited Metro card, you get your tuition paid for, and your advisor. And I like to show this last slide because I miss it, and I wish the campus looked like that right now. We know it does not, but we're hoping for a better future where we can all get together. Thank you guys so much again for being here with us. I'll put my name and email address in the chat room. I love getting email because I have no friends apparently. So please send me an email, ask me about college. I'm here. Thank you again.
Thank you. Lastly, we'll be hearing from Wells College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Giovanna, and I am the rep from Wells College. I'm also an alum, actually went to Wells College, and I graduated in 2014. So Wells is a small private liberal arts school. When I say small, picture small, but then think smaller. We have less than 500 students total. That's not incoming class, graduating class, that's the entire student body, less than 500 students. And we are located in central New York in the Finger Lakes regions, right on Cayuga Lake. We're about an hour from Syracuse and about 35 minutes from Ithaca. And I would say because of our population, our student to faculty ratio is about 9:1. So we have super small, intimate class sizes. Your professors will know you and you will get to know your professors. So we are a liberal arts school, so we have a lot of different majors and minors, but our most popular ones are business, psychology, English, and the sciences. We do have some 401 and 3 and 2 programs for such as nursing, engineering, MBA, a little longer pharmaceutical sciences, And something that is unique to Wells is our cross-registration program. So basically what that means is if there's something that is not offered at Wells and you find it at some of our partners, Cornell University, Ithaca College, or Cayuga Community College, you could go take that class at no additional cost. We have a lot of opportunities for study abroad, research as an undergrad, and internships. And a lot of our seniors will do their thesis. So think of that as your final project for your college career. Some of our students has gone on to publish their research. And besides that, student life, I would say it's really intimate. We have a really engaged campus body, a lot of different clubs, traditions. We are a D3 school for sports. We have, baseball, basketball, softball, field hockey, lacrosse, soccer, swimming, volleyball, and cross country. I'm pretty sure I got them all, but I could have missed one. So to apply, we are on the Common App and we have our own application. Both are free. Due to the rising need we see in you guys, the students, we at this point are only looking for the application and the official high school transcripts. Some of the students we know haven't even met their teachers yet due to the pandemic. So right now, optional is the letter of recommendation, and we call it a unique expression. So typically that's a college essay, but some people will send a resume, a video of their sports performance, or artistic performance. And when you apply to Wells, you will automatically consider for a merit-based scholarship. And besides that, we are open for personal, private campus visits. We are open for in-person classes. We opened safely last semester for fall. If you can't make it to Wells, we also have our virtual tours, which are actually led by current students. But if you have any questions whatsoever, that's my email, my cell phone number, and this is general email for Wells College and their phone number, social media handles. Any questions, please let us know. I could speak from a staff perspective and from a student perspective.
Great, thank you. So now we have some time for Q&A. So I'd like to invite all of the reps to come back on and just answer, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process in the same order that you presented in?
Okay, so you guys have it difficult. Let me say that first. It's very difficult going through a college process, looking for a school when for many schools you can't even go and visit the campus. So what I suggest you do is use your guidance counselors for information. Speak to admissions counselors. That's what we're there for. Come and talk to us, do a video conference, and use the websites. A lot of the colleges have really beefed up their websites to give virtual tours and things like that. So while things are a little bit more difficult now, you can still get a lot of information, and talk to students in your high schools that may have attended or may be attending the schools right now. They can walk around a little bit. Maybe you can FaceTime with them, or and they can take you around campus a little bit. But that would be my suggestion. And we do realize that for a lot of students, this is a difficult process. So we're here to help.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Definitely capitalize on all of the virtual opportunities that have arisen from the pandemic itself. Many schools didn't have these types of virtual opportunities available to them prior to this. So now you do have the availability to meet with a counselor one-on-one via video. Just kind of make sure that you're reaching out. Just to reiterate on that end, I would also say that something that I tell students all the time is stay organized. It's very easy to kind of lose track of what you submitted, of deadlines, of your essay, timelines. You want to make sure that you have this all kind of written down, either in, you know, an Excel sheet or Word document, just to keep yourself on track and make sure that you are keeping up to date with the applications that you're submitted. Because more often than not, I do see students, you know, email me like, hey, I haven't heard from you. What happened with my applications? Oh, it's because you forgot to upload this or that. And we've been emailing you for the last couple of weeks to submit this. So you want to make sure that wherever you apply to, you are staying in contact and you're staying up to date with what it is that you have and have not submitted.
Yeah, and just to go off that a little bit is, especially this year, you all have to pick college in a way that nobody has ever had to do before, except for the class before you, right? So those things like the virtual events, it's literally something everyone's doing because they're not just doing virtual events to do them. The virtual events literally are providing the same function that that a normal visits and all of that would have. And I think all of my colleagues and any adult you know who's been to college will tell you a main reason they chose to go to whatever college they went to was because of how it felt to be there and how it felt to interact with everyone who was there. Well, none of you get to try that out. None of you get to feel that at all. So the virtual events, I bet you if you look, many have panels with students, panels with teachers, like all of those kinds of things to interact with. So in a COVID specific situation, you're going to definitely want to do all of that. But I think what's very important is through your classes to pay attention to the types of things that need to be submitted. Because I know from personal experience, a lot of students think that when I submit my application, I am completely done and they're going to decide that, but they're not aware of what transcripts are, letters of recommendation, mid-year reports, like all these kinds of things that counselors may ask of you. So I'm sure most colleges, if not all colleges, they will submit some sort of online thing to you where you can even log in and see what do I have to still submit. So just staying on top of some of those things. And in my opinion, don't worry about annoying your counselor, like either counselor, whether it be your high school counselor or your college counselor. If you're worried something didn't get submitted, or you're not sure if you need to submit something, send emails, make phone calls to ask. At the same time, if you swear something was submitted and a college is telling you no, make sure, because sometimes people will wait to submit those things for you too. So definitely you kind of control that process. The quicker you get materials in, the sooner you find out if additional materials are required, and then the sooner your decision is made. So definitely keeping on and holding your counselors on both ends, your college and your high school counselor, almost accountable by making sure you know what needs to be submitted and constantly checking to make sure those things are submitted. There's definitely nothing wrong with doing any of that.
Hi, everyone, again. So I just want to echo a few words that was said before. I really like what SUNY Albany said about please keep in touch with the school. If you apply to them, it's you and about 10,000 other people. So we need you to keep in touch with us. We don't know all of you by name, unfortunately. We'll get to know you, in that first year seminar class, stuff like that. But really, really and truly, especially if you're really interested in that school, call them, email them, fax them, follow them on social media. There are a lot of ways to get in touch with them. So keep in touch with them. I want to say something again. Please do not wait until you get accepted to any school before you apply for financial aid. Do that way before you even, it should be done at the same time as you're applying. Last thing I want to say, pick a school that's right for you, okay? It's kind of hard now because you can't visit the campus, but follow us on social media, follow the schools on social media, talk to the students there. They're mostly run by student ambassadors. So you're talking to actual students, speak to them. Don't listen to us. Some of us have gray hair, we get it, okay? Talk to students from school and connect to them through Facebook. And again, pick the school that's right for you. For example, at LaGuardia, we're open access college. The only requirement we require is that you graduate high school. So if that's something that you can do, then great. Because we don't require regents, we don't require SATs, and there's no GPA requirement. It does not mean you should stop going to classes right now in high school. All right, still go to school, still do well. But if that's something that is appealing to you, pick that for you. But again, only you can make the choice, okay?
That was all great advice. I will go a little more broad and say you really have to know yourself to find a school that matches you. So please do some self-reflection. Do you wake yourself up, or do your parents still wake yourself up? Like, because if you're going to go away to school, mom and dad, or whoever takes care of you is not going to be there. You're dealing with remote most likely. How are you functioning? Like, are you ready to go back in person? Do you function better? Like, what do you need at this school for you to cross that finish line and get that degree? You like, what works for your best friend might not work for you. Just like small school in the city, outside of the city, does it have the major you want? What if you change your mind? You took the 101 class, you don't like it, it's not for you. What's the process for you to change it? So kind of just really self-reflect, have that plan A, B, XYZ. So that's what I'm going to say. Just start to self-reflect a little bit.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you everyone for joining. When you go to close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings online at the same website where you registered. So, all right, well, looks like there aren't any Q&A questions, so good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.